Nathaniel Pierce from 9.connects. If you're interested in learning how to use Altium Designer quickly, then I'd recommend you enroll in the Altium Designer Boot Camp training class from 9.connects. After resolving more than 3,000 tech support cases and conducting more than 150 training classes, I'm not only an expert in Altium Designer, but I know exactly what it takes for you to become quickly proficient in this powerful EDA tool. The other 9. instructors have similar background and expertise, and collectively we've taught over 500 Altium Designer related classes. From my experience as an application engineer and instructor, I've constructed a comprehensive training program, which is easy to follow. The knowledge gained from the program can be quickly applied to any PCB workflow in your corporation. The Altium Bootcamp training class lasts 3 days. In each day of the class, enough material is provided to suit a wide range of skill levels. In each module of the class, well, the instructor will show you how to do it, they'll tell you how to do it, and then the self-guided exercises are there to reinforce the learning process. Of course, the instructor's there in case you have any questions or any trouble with the exercises. Let's take a closer look and see what you can expect from the training class.
Day 1 of class focuses primarily on schematic and PCB libraries. You'll learn the most effective component search techniques with the Altium Designer Vaults panel to see if the part has already been made and if it's available from any suppliers. You can search the vault by typing in manufacturer part number, for example. It'll retrieve the items from a variety of suppliers that have been configured as well for that particular part, and you can check the availability. You'll see I've searched in here for an older microcontroller, and the availability is pretty slim, as you can see, for these solutions. And this tells you that perhaps you should consider using another microcontroller with greater availability and a better price, for example. We'll also show you how to create your own parts from scratch, of course, from a data sheet, and also how you can link supplier information to those components as well using the supplier search panel. So here, for example, I've added some supplier information and made sure that this part is available. And you can add those supplier links right to the part. And you'll see a dialog box pop up with a link to the datasheet for any of the packages you wish to use. The tips and tricks that I'll present during the class will give you all the confidence that you need that all of your footprints will be in compliance with the IPC footprint standards. Also, we'll show you how to create the footprints using the IPC footprint wizard as well. And finally, for more advanced users, towards the end of the day, we'll show you how to use a database library and create your own database library from a sample database of parts. And that summarizes day 1 of Altium Designer Boot Camp, schematic and PCB libraries. Day 2 of Boot Camp focuses exclusively on schematics. You'll walk through the most common workflows, simplifying the learning process by introducing you to the Altium Designer schematic editor in a predictable, results-driven formula. First, we'll show you all the workspace panels available to you in the schematic editor and how to use them. Then the most often used dialog boxes in the schematic editor. And you'll build a lower level schematic, and then you'll build a top level schematic and create the hierarchical block for it. And after connecting all the components, you'll see how Altium Designer's powerful signal harness capabilities can help you produce a concise top-level schematic that instantly provides a coherent snapshot of your product's connectivity. Like in here, for example, you zoom in here and you can see that this signal harness is really showing that there are 4 signals going back and forth between these lower-level schematics. Okay? So day 2 will conclude with error checking. You'll compile your schematics, which does a number of things, including providing some error checking. And once you get no errors found, then you'll create your bill of materials. There are a few different formats of bill of materials that you can create, of course. Altium provides a few templates as well so that you can make a very professional looking bill of materials. And that pretty much concludes day 2, just wrapping up the schematic editor. Day 3 addresses the printed circuit board layout and getting the manufacturing files out the door. Throughout the day, component placement, schematic and PCB synchronization, and routing are all explored in great detail. A variety of useful view configurations are presented, enabling you to catch problems before they're sent along to manufacturing. Here, for example, I've got this PCB here in 3D, and I've got the step model of the product enclosure right around the PCB here. And we could do real-time error checking right here for fit right in here. You can control the visibility of any of the step models as well, and some useful view configurations as well. So for example, if I want to see the color by layer, I can do so right here. Alternatively, I can extrude the board thickness and trace the signals throughout the different layers of the PCB. And in this case here, I've simply extruded the board thickness. This is just a 2-layer board, but now if I go into the PCB panel and select a net in here, for example, I'll get to see how it traverses through the vias and the top and bottom layers in here. Again, that's in 3D, all right? Back into 2D mode here. There are also some settings that I'll show you some tips and tricks, like the transparency settings in here, so that they make the board even in 2D look a lot better, so that you can trace all the overlapping track segments. Day 3 places a strong emphasis on design for test and manufacturing, a methodology which revolves around the idea of doing it right the first time. You'll route a PCB which exists in a real product, part of it anyway, and get a chance to run a final design rule check on your PCB and to check your work and see how you did. I'll show you all the different routing options that exist and which options you should enable and why. Boot Camp concludes with all of the necessary files, generating all those necessary output files from what's called an out job file. You'll configure and generate your Gerber files and NC drill files, and then open them and import them right into Altium Designer's CAM editor tool called Camtastic. And this way you can check your Gerbers as well. You can turn on and off any layers in there. You'll even have a template project that you can bring back to your office, and this is going to include a blank PCB that's got all of your mechanical layers defined, so that when you make footprints they come into the PCB exactly how they've been defined in the footprint editor. But perhaps the greatest value of the Day 3 and all boot camp is learning the tribal knowledge that you can only get from years of electronic design and using the tool Altium Designer. Here I've created just a template blank schematic that has my company logo in it.
Whether you've just purchased Altium Designer recently or have been using Altium Designer successfully for years, we're confident you'll definitely get your money's worth out of the Altium Designer Boot Camp training class from 9.connects. And if you need any help streamlining your design flow at all, our staff of experts can help you with any aspect of Altium Designer that you need assistance with. Altium Designer Boot Camp training from 9.connects is the best first step that you can take. So register today at 9.connects.com.